Hi everyone. If you grew up in a dysfunctional or narcissistic family, you were trained to absorb anxiety, other people's emotions, others' guilt, others' anger, others' disappointment, others' chaos until it became your own. Anxiety isn't just about brain chemistry. It's also about how we were programmed to function in relationships and in our family systems growing up. I'm Jerry Wise, and for over 45 years, I've been helping hundreds of thousands of people break free from narcissistic and dysfunctional family dynamics, reclaim their true self, and finally build a life of emotional freedom, inner peace, and healthy relationships. Here's what I stopped doing that made all the difference in fixing my anxiety. Number one, I stopped trying to fix myself and started seeing the system and how it worked. Because if you don't know how the system works, the fixes that you apply are going to be based on your dysfunctional thinking, not healthy thinking. And so that's why our fixes often fail. Or they might be quick fixes or things that just seem natural to us if what I think, how I feel, how I see the world, how I perceive things around me is broken. If those things are broken, then how am I going to use that thinking to come up with a good fix for me? And that's why I needed to start understanding the system and how relationship systems work and family systems work. If you cannot see the relationship system and how it functions, your fixings won't fix you. For years I thought, what's wrong with me? I blamed myself for my anxiety, but once I applied systems thinking, I realized my anxiety was deeply connected to my relationships, my family system, and my emotional programming. Instead of trying to fix myself, I started asking, how is my anxiety functioning in the system? How does this anxiety serve the system? What solution does this anxiety create for my family, for me, for the life around me? When I started thinking that way, it changed everything. Number two, I stopped absorbing my family's emotional Wi-Fi. Families transmit emotions like an invisible signal. Guilt, anxiety, fear, obligation. I was constantly plugged into that Wi-Fi, absorbing stress, anxiety that wasn't even mine. I had to learn to turn off my emotional Wi-Fi connection and stop absorbing their feelings. For most of you watching, for many of you watching for sure, you know what I'm talking about. When you go back to family gatherings, all of a sudden, everything becomes tense and everything becomes worrisome. And who's going to think this, feel this, do this? And all of a sudden, it starts affecting me in a significant way because I'm still hooked to the Wi-Fi. Number three, I stopped taking responsibility for others' emotions and problems. I was always the caretaker, the fixer, the one who made peace. But every time I tried to manage others' emotions, I was draining myself. Anxiety thrives when we carry burdens that don't belong to us. I had to give back their emotions and start managing my own. Number four, I stopped overfunctioning and people-pleasing. Anxiety was my body telling me, you are exhausted from overgiving and undergiving to yourself. I like Ross Rosenberg's idea of the self-love deficit disorder. When we overfunction and people please, which is probably our role in the family super self and in the family emotional field, the way we're to operate in the family puzzle or mobile. You've seen the mobiles that all hang, you pull one, it affects everybody. That when we do that, we then have a self-love deficit. And I like when he describes it that way. I was doing way too much for others, fixing, rescuing, making sure everyone was okay, but I didn't matter. And I don't mean to say that everyone in my family thought I didn't matter. It was the role and the experience that I had and the way I felt about me that I didn't feel I mattered. I had to stop over-functioning and let others handle their own responsibilities so I can stop under-functioning for myself. Number 5, I stopped waiting for others to change. I was programmed to need others to change for me so that I could be happy. But my healing didn't come from them changing. It came from me detaching, emotionally separating in a healthy way, and focusing on my own self-differentiation. How am I different from the rest of the world as a self? How am I different? Rather than I'm just this part of this family clump, or societal clump, or this church or mosque clump, or whatever group, or PTA clump. This often requires giving up our childlike fantasies of having the parents or family I always wanted, of fixing others so that they will love me and then I will feel loved. If self-love is dependent only on others and only on others loving you, we've already lost the game. Number 6, I stopped believing anxiety was just mine. Anxiety can actually be a role in a dysfunctional system. Some families assign someone to be the anxious one, to absorb tension, keep the peace, or be the scapegoat. I had to ask, is this my anxiety? Is it really mine, actually? Or does it serve a function in the system? And those are good questions to ask. Is this true anxiety or systems anxiety? Number 7, I stopped living in chronic systems anxiety and practiced calmness. Dysfunctional families thrive and pass on stress and tension. I was programmed to constantly be on edge without realizing it. I had to learn to slow down, stay neutral, and train my nervous system to calm down. Even when my family and others were chaotic, anxious, reactive, or upset. And then lastly, number 8, I stopped enmeshing with others' anxiety and others' problems and started self-differentiating. I was too emotionally fused with my family and other people. When I say I want to help you get your family out of you, I mean break this and melt this family glue or fusion. And if you notice, I'm not saying hate your family. I'm not saying blame your family. I'm not saying harm them in any way. I'm saying melt the glue that's unhealthy. There may be a healthy connection underneath that, but you won't know until we get rid of the fusion and enmeshment and that glue. Their opinions shaped my identity. Their expectations dictated my choices. Their emotional programming is the lens I see myself, my relationships, and the world. I had to start differentiating myself, separating my true self from the family super self, and learn who I actually was. Self-differentiation gave me back my peace, freedom, energy, and my life. If you're ready to finally break free from inner anxiety and build a life filled with emotional freedom, inner peace, and healthy relationships, I strongly recommend you join my free training today. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything. I do have an online program, but this free training is for you. It's a gift. You can see the link down below. Over 30,000 people have taken this training and used it to build a strong, confident sense of self, free from guilt, control, and manipulation. Click the link below and get started. Please don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a new video. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day and be wise.